We're trying again to stream the Podcasters Lounge. Welcome. Ready? Yes, we're here in the lounge. We're just chilling. I've started the stream 4 times already, and it crashed 4 times. This is number 5. Hope it stays up. So we're here every Wednesday, streaming live. Sometimes I have like a co-host or a guest or something, but not usually. Usually it's just me. And we talk about anything, picture, you could think of it that we're sitting in a real lounge in the real world, and we're just kind of sitting around, maybe drinking some tea or coffee or whatever else you want to drink, and just chatting, right? Talking about stuff, talking about different things. And, because, I don't know, you probably feel it too. I don't know if you've been to like Podcast Movement or Podfest or any other podcasting conference, but you really feel a camaraderie with other podcasters, right? That's what I've always felt. It's like our own little subculture, and it's awesome because everybody's really cool. Everyone likes each other, pretty much. And we can all just get along and do our podcast, and right? That's it. We can all support each other and everything. So, all right. Well, this didn't crash this time. Oh, Heather from New Zealand says she met up with New Zealand podcasters last night. We went out for dinner and it was good. Yeah, right? That's cool. Yeah, it's really something to hang out with other podcasters. It's just fun. And so I have a bunch of topics that I'm going to cover. So we're going to be here for a couple hours, like I said. If you have a friend that's a podcaster or something, or a buddy or a co-host, anyone who podcasts, maybe just send them a quick message and be like, "Hey, dude, you want to hang out in the lounge and we can all hang out here." Again, I know people's lives are busy, but my goal is still to rule the world. No? Isn't that what our goal should be? No? Okay, yeah. Of course, I'm kidding. So, well, if you don't know me, I'm Chris Curran. I run the Podcast Engineering School. Let me show you that. Oh, well, that's Audio Hijack. Y'all know Audio Hijack? Anyway, there we go. There's Chrome, and there's Podcast Engineering School. Yeah, baby. And Glenn the Geek just messaged me. Glenn the Geek from the Horse Radio Network. Do you guys know Glenn the Geek? Actually, he I can't type. I'm really bad at typing. But anyway, Glenn the Geek, tomorrow morning, an episode of my show, which, by the way, this is my show. I'll just show you real quick. The Podcast Engineering Show. Yep, there it is. The Podcast Engineering Show. And last week was James Cridland. It was a really awesome episode. An hour and a half of awesomeness. Tomorrow is Glenn the Geek. And he runs Horse Radio Network. He's got a bunch of shows, like 14 or 15 shows. He does some of them live. And he has one called Horses in the Morning, which he does live every day. So Glenn was on my show, the Podcast Engineering Show. Comes out tomorrow. Really cool episode. Glenn's a great guy. So, yeah. I think, because I posted something earlier, if anybody wants to join me, sort of like co-host with me in the lounge, let me know. And, not many people were available. And Glenn was just asking about that. So it's totally cool. As Bandrew Scott told me, the guy from Podcastage. You ever go to YouTube, see Podcastage? It's this huge, awesome channel. Yeah, him, Bandrew Scott. He might be here. He told me, because I was telling him when I started the Podcasters Lounge, I said, I feel like I need a co-host. And I did a few of them myself, and I told him it feels weird just doing it myself. Like, I don't know, some people could just sit and talk to themselves and just keep talking. I mean, I can do that, but it sometimes feels weird. So That's all. But he told me, he said, nope, you can handle it yourself. You can run it yourself, and you do it well, and whatever. People like you. He gave me a good little pep talk. So yeah. So, all right. So this is Glenn the Geek's Horse Radio Network. If you're into horses or you know anyone who's into horses, check it out. And it looks like, oh yeah, Andy Wang is tuned in. Andy was almost going to join me and be my co-host. It's totally cool. We got time. We're going to be streaming every Wednesday evening. And Tatiana's here too. Hey, Tatiana, Glenn, this is awesome. I don't know why. See, still in Restream, right? This is Restream. This is the multi-streaming. So you can see right now, YouTube, Mixer, Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, and D-Live. You ever hear of this new one, D-Live? Let's look at D-Live. D-Live is, oh, dude, this is really meta. I wanted to go to just the front page of D-Live. Anyway, okay. Oh, now it's streaming someone else. Okay, terrific. Oh, thanks, Heather. She says you really enjoyed the Podcasters Lounge. So feel free to, like, if you want me to just kind of check out your show and pull it up on the screen, let me know. Just tell me your show. See, this is the benefit of being an initial listener, an initial viewer of the Podcasters Lounge. You're not really a viewer. You're hanging out with us. You see, it's not that I'm the host and you're the listener or viewer. I mean, maybe in some respects that's true, but we're all just hanging out. That's how I want to do it. And I wish there was a way we could. Remember that old thing that used to run in Twitter? What was it called? Where you could have 4 people on live at the same time, and you could have people come and go and join and all that. Like, someday I'm going to figure out how to bring guests on, like, just on the spot. Like, someone comments and it's like, hey, come on the show. And then just boom, you're on the show. That'd be awesome. I don't know how to do that, but So anyway, D-Live is apparently, well, it's a live streaming platform, and I think a lot of people who are fed up with YouTube and all these other places and all that, I think there's some of them are starting to stream on D-Live. Actually, is it who's that famous guy? PewDiePie, is it? I might be wrong. Some famous guy who's not on YouTube anymore. He is, like, D-Live gave him a boatload of money to stream and to, to put all his videos on D-Live. So anyway, I learned about it from Mitch Ray, who does a YouTube. He does a live stream about cryptocurrency, stuff like that, Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that. And he's starting to try D-Live, but apparently on the back end of D-Live, you see on the top left it says get Lino points. I think, like, when you want to give money to the streamers or to the creators, you actually sort of, it's like you buy some crypto, and it's easy. You just buy it like it's anything else. You just buy it, but it's somehow sent to the creator. I don't know. There's like a cryptocurrency behind it, which is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know everything about it, but anyway, seems pretty cool. So you could see on Restream that I'm live in all these places. Oh, it even tells me how many people are watching. Yeah, my audience is huge. All right, so I got a bunch of stuff I wanted to bring up, so we can just get to it. Or we can, do you ever hear this? This is a song I made a long time ago. Not a song, it was a beat, and I did a little solo over it. It's kind of like a little sad sounding, isn't it? Anyway, I should fade it out, but how do I fade it out? All right. Just everyone cough at the same time. Okay. All right. That's good. All right. Anyway, that's a song I made a while ago. All right. So some of the stuff we're going to talk about. Podcast app show notes display. All right. Well, first of all, there's the article, and then here's the results. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to, I want to do a straw poll. Have you guys ever heard of straw poll? Like you can just run a quick poll. Like you put in a question and a couple answers, and then you create the poll, and then I guess you could share it on social real quick. I saw, again, Mitch Ray from YouTube did this. It was pretty fun. I don't know. Maybe we can do one. I've never done one. So, we're kind of, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. So anyway, we might do a straw poll. Heather says straw polls are fun. They are, actually. Also, I wanted to talk about Auphonic. Wait, why is that's my Wonder List. That's not supposed to be public information. Now all the trolls, you know what? There's no trolls. There's no one listening or watching. Okay. All right. Then Payboo from B&H. Have you heard? Well, anyway, I'll talk about that. I don't know if you guys shop at B&H. B&H is awesome. I should have started before I even said hello. I should have talked about this, the new Tool songs. Tool performed live, I believe, May 5th. Oh, Mitch Ray's live now. Hey, let's watch him live on our live stream. All right, he's still setting up. See? Oh, wait, maybe he just finished and he's letting it go. I don't know. I'll give him a like anyway. He's a good guy, man. All right, so anyway, I'm going to go to my history. And I was watching some Metallica. Then you got that one, Invincible, and Descending. All right, we're not going to watch the Tool videos, but All right, but I got to talk about it. Does anyone comprehend new Tool songs? Because they haven't put out anything new in like 14 years. I wanted to spotlight my buddy Mike real quick. And Pod News. I know you go all. Actually, Pod News is, where was it? Right here. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Pod News. But I was listening to. All right, I want to tell you guys a little story, and I'm gonna switch to. Oops, what the? No, I want to go. Wait, what? What is happening? There we go. All right, now you got me. So I wanted to just mention that I listened to a very popular podcast last night. It was last night. And sometimes before I go to sleep, I'll just, put on a podcast because I'm literally not ready to literally fall asleep. So I'll just, have my phone and put in my earbuds and listen to something, right? And there's a show that I love it. It's a great show. It's a big show, big name show, pretty big. And the guest on there, I'm not going to say what show it was. I'm not going to say who the guest was. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but I just wanted to tell you guys that the guest, everything sounded fine for like a third of the episode, which is about 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then all of a sudden, she starts talking and you can hear, or I can hear, I don't know, I think I hear a lot that most people don't hear, but she put like a big piece of hard candy in her mouth. And she had it on the side of her mouth. She wasn't like chewing it and sucking on it like actively when she was talking. When she was talking, you could tell she had something in her mouth and it was like there was this weird little resonance happening, like, something like that, but a little different. And it's like, and this poor guy who was doing the interview, sitting with this person doing the interview, he must have been going out of his mind. And I don't know why he didn't stop her. Like, if you're ever doing an interview in person and the guest pulls out a hard candy and wants to pop it in their mouth, wouldn't you say, "Oh wait, let's not do that because it'll, people people don't like the chewing noise and slurping and all that crap. Right? Wouldn't you say that? I would. If any guest pulled out a piece of gum, I'd be like, oh, no, we can't, no, not while we're recording. I would say that, literally. So, anyway, so I'm hearing it, and you could hear, like, the way she finished some sentences, like, you could hear that she was, like, finishing talking, and then she was going to suck on it, and then start talking again. And they edited that out, except you could sort of hear the beginning of the slobbering. It was weird, and I don't know. It's just very strange that, like, I don't know. I guess the guy who was interviewing her, he must not have had the guts to say, no, we can't do that. You can't put a big fat piece of hard candy in your mouth right now. You can't. Sorry. I guess he didn't. I guess he couldn't say it. I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's hard, right? Sometimes it's hard to tell people things, especially if they're, like someone, semi-famous, right? Or maybe a sort of a rock star in their field. It might be hard to say that to someone. I wouldn't have any trouble because I come at it as an audio engineer. And I would just be like, look, that's going to sound terrible. You can't do that. It's horrendous. It sounds horrendous. You can't do that. This is an interview. I mean, try going on national TV and with gum, chewing gum and spitting and slobbering. You can't do that. No, come on. So I was just kind of shocked. And then, so I stuck it out though. I'm like, all right, let me see. Maybe she finishes the stupid piece of candy. And, yes, Andy Wang from his daughter's violin lesson. Checking in, dude. So I kept listening and I'm like, maybe she'll finish the piece of candy. Or maybe the interviewer would wait. Maybe he'd ask her a couple questions while she's chewing, slobbering. And then maybe he would wait or say, oh, let me go to the bathroom and then come back. So anyway, I kept listening, kept sounding like she's got a big, huge rock candy in her mouth. And so I tried to stick it out and listen, but then at some point I'm like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. And then they went to a commercial and I'm like, all right, maybe they go into a commercial. Maybe she won't have it in her mouth when they come back from commercial. And coming back from commercial, the host said, he came back in and he said, now back to my conversation with so-and-so. But here's the funny thing. He got halfway through that sentence. Now back to my conversation. And right in the middle of that sentence, the conversation started. He's like, okay, so there was an overlap in the multi-track DAW session. There's two pieces overlapped. And I'm like, this is a major show. Like, this is a big show. Like, no one heard that. And I don't know. Maybe they heard it. Maybe they changed it, the next day or something. But I don't know. And again, I know, podcasting isn't, broadcast television. Like, it's not that professional. But, these bigger shows who hire people to do their audio, like, and I'm not saying I never make mistakes either, okay? I'm not saying I never make mistakes. Because I think it was about maybe 3 months ago, I actually published a client's episode and I left like 40 seconds of silence at the front. And this is like the only big mistake I've made with clients over the last 7 years. So it's just one, and that's not an excuse, but anyway, I left 40 seconds of silence at the beginning. So some listeners started emailing or tweeting at the host and saying, is there supposed to be all this silence at the beginning? I don't know. I thought my podcatcher was broken and I kept moving, whatever. And she forwarded it to me. She's like, oh, can we fix this? And I literally no joke, within 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes, I replaced the media file. But a lot of people had already downloaded it, so if the listener who already downloaded it, they already downloaded it. So it had the silence in the beginning, which kind of stunk. But yeah, so that was bad. But anyway, I guess we all make mistakes. I guess professionals make less mistakes. So, Mike McAllen is here? Speaking of Mike McAllen, do you guys know Mike McAllen? Do you have any funny pictures of yourself online, Mike, that I could show people? I don't know, yeah, Andy, excuse me for a second while I, eat this corn on the cob. Yeah. I don't know why these Facebook comments are so wacky, man. Facebook Live is whatever. Trying to deal with it. I wish everybody, if you're on Facebook and you can, just watch on YouTube or Twitch. YouTube and Twitch are the real streaming platforms. Facebook is a hot mess. Right? Plus there are listening to us and all that. Hey, what are you guys drinking? I'm drinking some white tea. You can't see it. Actually, maybe you can. Watch me dump it out on the keyboard. All right. Anyway, Mike McAllen. I wish I had some funny pictures, but Mike McAllen, maybe we can all help Mike McAllen. You see this? These are big. It's a fancy website, Mike McAllen. All right. Anyway, it's hard to see, but the URL is Podcasting for Associations. Okay, so here we go. Podcasting for Associations. Yeah, so if you guys know or if you're a member of any big associations, send them to Mike McAllen. Send them to this website. Yeah, and I'm actually helping Mike with this on the back end as well. For what do they say? Full disclosure? Full disclosure. Yeah, right. Nothing is full disclosure, please. Well, I guess very little is. So, all right, that's Podcasting for Associations. And so let's start with this. Did you guys see this big sort of a test that James Cridlin from Pod News did about all these podcatchers or podcast apps, you could say, right? Same thing. And they sort of looked at a bunch of them and they were trying to determine how good they are and how, do they show the show notes or do they display the show notes properly or do they display links? Oh, you still just see me. Yeah. Thanks, Heather. Oh yeah. See, even Mike McAllen didn't correct me. When I'm trying to talk about his Podcasting for Association. See, this is what I was talking about. God, I hate when I do that. Yeah, Podcasting for Associations. Okay, so now James Cridlin with Pod News, they tested how many apps here? Well, this is weird. From B through, wait, what? Oh, this is 40. Anyway, God, he tested 40 apps. Okay, he tested 40 apps to see if the show notes displayed properly, if they display links and all that, because, the whole big hubbub recently with the fact that Luminary, when they launched, they weren't allowing links, which angered a lot of people because they have sponsors, and the sponsors want the link in there so people can click the sponsor link and go buy something. But if you take out the sponsor's link, then what's the sponsor paying for, right? So anyway, Luminary, they did change it now. So, well, what I thought was funny, initially when people said, why don't you show links? You should show links in the show notes. What's wrong with you? And their response was, well, it's a security risk and we're not going to do it. Meanwhile, Apple Podcasts does it. Almost a lot of other apps do it. Most other apps do it. So after another week of people just pummeling them, because it's stupid. It's why would you not show links? What was this, 1997? Really? Oh, terrible. So, anyway, recommendations. Links. Links work best naked. Embedded images will be discarded by most podcast apps. Yeah, see images. So do you guys include images in or do you send images through your show notes out the feed? Because I don't. I generate my feed in Libsyn, and in the show notes there, I do not put any images. But on my website, I put images. I put one, right? There you go. So there's my episode with James Cridlin, who's the guy we're talking about. And I just put one picture in there. Accented characters. They would recommend using Unicode, standard Unicode, and iTunes summaries. A really useful sentence or two about what the episode's all about. Okay, so you could see here they kind of rated all these apps, and by the way, where's it? Podcast Addict, which is the one I use on Android. And initially, in James's initial story, he was saying how Podcast Addict was among the worst because it doesn't show links, it doesn't format show notes, and nothing. And I'm like looking in my app on Podcast Addict, and it looks fine. There's links. I can click the links and everything. So someone from Podcast Addict actually reached out to him and said, so here's the thing. If you use Podcast Addict and you subscribe to a show, then you'll see the full show notes with the links and everything. But if you just find a show in Podcast Addict and you do not subscribe, then it just sort of just throws all the show notes text and just mangles it, I guess. I guess that's because they don't want to pull too much information down to your phone if they don't have to. That's what I'm guessing. Jason Bryant is here. No way, dude. What's up, man? Hey, Jason, do you watch Joe Rogan and follow the MMA and all that stuff? Dan Hughley, no way, on Facebook. What's up, man? And Glenn is back. Glenn, we were talking about you, man. The Horse Radio Network and our episode tomorrow, Glenn. Dude. Tomorrow, podcast engineering show. Yeah, what's up, Dan Hughley? Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Oh, see now what I did? So we were talking about this. So yeah, all these apps, and so what podcast app do you guys use? Stitcher, probably, right? I guess some people must use Stitcher, but wow, right? What do you guys use? What podcatcher? Jason Bryant says he watches a good bit of Joe Rogan and all that. Hey, Jason, my brother in New Jersey, his son, who's probably, I don't know, 9 years old or so, he's wrestling a lot. My brother's like coaching and stuff too, because my brother used to be a wrestler. So I told him about you and your podcasts a while ago. I've told him a couple times. I don't know if he listens. All right, we got Pocket Casts, Overcast. Oh, here's Pocket Cast. Ooh, 17. That's the score. Actually, is that like the highest score? Wait a minute. Oh, Castro gets a 17 as well. Yappa gets a 16. Look at this. Acast. Is that even an... Oh, no. It doesn't even look like it's an app. Feedly. Feedly? Feedly. You can listen to podcasts through Feedly? I didn't know that. But anyway, so Pocket Casts is awesome. Where's Apple Podcasts? Gets a 12. Wait, so now I got to try Pocket Casts. Wait, what's the difference between that and Podcast Addict? A raw email address is clickable. The code tag, I don't know what the code tag is. But see, Podcast Addict has the center tag. I don't know what I guess you can center text, all that, whatever. And visible episode number. See, look at this. A visible episode number. Remember all the crap we have to go through in Libsyn to give a separate episode number for Apple Podcasts and all that crap. I guess they do show it now, but for a while they didn't. Yeah, and a lot of podcatchers don't show. They don't show episode numbers. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to start the music so that I can get frustrated with the crappy songs that they play. Let's try it anyway. What do you think, guys? We'll put that at 4%. We're on the chill station. I can't hear anything yet. This is really chill. All right, anyway. So, I don't know. I'm not going to switch to Pocket Cast because it's only... Podcast Addict is only 15. And Overcast? Yeah, Overcast is known to be the best, right? Yeah, so Tatiana, you use Overcast. Jason Bryant, Overcast. Heather uses Pocket Cast. Ah, all right. I might try that. I don't know. All right, so that's that. I thought that was very interesting. And by the way, if the background music is ever too loud or something, let me know. Shouldn't be too loud. See, I should have done a straw poll for all the podcast apps. All right, Auphonic. How many of you guys use Auphonic? Because I hadn't been in there in a while, and I recently went back in there, and I had Georg on my show a while back. What kind of music? See, this is what happens. Do you guys like when I get upset at the music? Oh, God. Come on. Anyway, Georg was on my show about 6 months ago, November 8th, 2018. And we talked about the new features. Since then, I know they've tweaked it up even more. Auphonic's new advanced features. Oh, Andy Wang on YouTube. Yes. Thanks, man. Use Overcast. Yeah, use Overcast. Overcast is... All right, so... Where am I? Here. Nope. Auphonic. So I recently went into Auphonic, and as you know, or if you don't know, Auphonic is a great place to process your audio and get it to the right level, and it also does a bunch of different processing, which we'll look at in a second. But it's really handy for people who don't know audio engineering at all, and it just does a lot of things for you, and so many people use Auphonic to level their audio. It doesn't cost that much. Actually, I don't even know how much it costs. Like, I think you can buy like 20 hours for... I don't even know how much. Is it like $20? It's like $1 an hour of audio? I forget. I guess it doesn't matter. And they have some desktop apps. But, oh, first, I saw this thing. Oh, yeah, Heather says 2 hours is free. Yeah, you get 2 hours a month for free with Auphonic. So if you have, if your episodes are about an hour long, you could process 2 episodes a month for free. And Heather has the desktop app. Yes, so you can buy the desktop app. It's a one-time fee. I don't know how much that costs. I haven't looked in a while. It's this one, I think. Auphonic Leveler Batch Processor. Does it say how much it costs? Hello? Yeah, if you're an individual using this software for personal and non-commercial use, it's $89. So yeah, you could pay $89 and download the software and then just use it a million times if you want. And they also have Auphonic multitrack, which now, so this is what I was saying. Multitrack production here, I never seen this before. And I went here the other day and I was like, wow. So then I clicked on it. And what you see is you can have different tracks. So this is track 1. You can add an audio track. Now it's track 2. So if you have, let's say, yourself as a host, and then you have your guest on a separate track, you can actually upload them both, and Auphonic will process them each separately, and you can use the noise and hum reduction on maybe one but not the other. Like maybe your audio as the host is pretty good because you have a decent mic and you know how to use it, but maybe your guest sounds horrendous because they're on earbuds on an airplane or something. Anyway, so then you can maybe use noise and hum reduction on them. So it's pretty cool. And then, of course, you have all the same other settings, including in the output file. That's the main setting. And where do you set the LUFS level? Oh, here it is at the bottom. Adaptive leveler, noise gate, and the cross gate, and all that. So the cross gate, of course, is that feature where, for instance, we'll look up here again, track 1 and track 2, like one is the host, one is the guest. If the host is talking and the guest is not talking, it'll just mute the guest. It'll just mute them completely. So, I don't know. I thought this was cool, but this is what I was really wanting to show you. Look at right here. Advanced parameters. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can't beat Barry. All right, so advanced parameters. Now look what it opened up. Okay, you still have the noise and hum reduction, but when you click on it, now it gives you a choice, the reduction amount. Well, you could probably just leave that on auto. It'll scan it and reduce what it thinks. The hum bass frequency, usually you can leave that on auto as well. It does give you a choice of 50 hertz or 60 hertz, but you could leave that on auto. And then the hum reduction amount, that's new. I'd probably just leave that on auto as well. Yeah, so the noise and hum reduction, I'm going to uncheck it, and then it pops back up here. And, of course, the foreground/background is, you can tell it. So let's say track 1 is your voice, and track 2 is your intro music. So in this section here, foreground/background, you can, for your voice, you can choose foreground because you want your voice in the foreground. And for the music, you choose background. And now your voice is, when you talk, you're going to be up front, and it'll bring the music down to a certain level, which -18 is default. Wow, that's pretty low. Anyway, you can obviously mess around, do some trial, mess around with the level. You'll get a good level. You'll figure it out. So, an auto, I don't know what auto means. How does it know if it's a foreground or background? If it's voices, you just pick foreground for everything. But then the advanced leveler. This is where we're really getting into it here. And I'm drinking my white tea. What are you guys drinking? And I have a challenge. I wanted to challenge you guys. Well, maybe not. Sometimes I have ideas of like what I want to do on the stream or what would be cool, and then, like an hour later, I think about it again, and it's like, that's stupid. It's okay. That's what happens. All right, so the advanced leveler. This is, leveler means if the level gets really loud and then it gets really soft, you kind of level it out a little bit. Make the dynamic range a little smaller, so it goes up but not too far, and it goes down but not too far down. All that. And here you can actually choose between a speech leveler and music leveler, so that's cool. So if it is a human voice, you would choose speech leveler. And the dynamic range, you can choose this, which is awesome. I've actually done some testing with this, but this was about 6-7 months ago, so kind of would like to test it again, but I probably won't because I don't really have time. But for dynamic range, I'd say about 6 is about average. 5 or 6. If you really want to just crush it, then go up to 2 or 3, or I don't even know what small is. If you go up to 10 or 12, it's going to allow a lot more dynamics, which is okay. You might want that. But if you want something that's nice and tight and compressed and, you know, a good level, that podcast listeners are going to be able to hear it in a car and all that, then I would go for, I'd say anywhere between 4 and 6. Probably 5 being kind of a sweet spot, but depends. It depends on the voice, right? It depends on the person. See, some people when they talk are very consistent. Like I have a client, she stays right on the mic, she always talks at the same volume, and her wave level is nice. It doesn't do this. I don't have to go nutty trying to even out her level. Other people, they'll scream into the mic.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's for you, Brandon, baby. Other people will scream into the mic, and then they'll lean back, and then they'll whisper, and it's like, dude. So anyway, those people, you got to clear up the dynamic range. So I would maybe choose 5. Compressor, well, again, it's going to compress it to this dynamic range. And for this, I would choose soft or medium. I wouldn't choose hard, because hard is going to be aggressive, and when you get too aggressive with a compressor, you start to hear it, and then it doesn't sound good. Oh yeah, Brandon Gonzales is here. He brought a lightsaber. Right? He did. I think so. So I would choose soft or medium. Look at this. You can actually pan it. You know what? And I'm not going to say this is because of me, but this might be because of me. You know? Because I have been talking about my little panning trick for years now. And people like Georg and people like that, I think they sometimes listen to my show. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I think they do sometimes. But anyway, now you can pan the voice a little bit, which is kind of cool, because what I would use it for is I would pan one voice to the left a little bit, maybe 5 or 10%, and then I'd pan the other voice to the right 5 or 10%, and it just gives a little separation in the stereo spectrum. Of course, if you're publishing in mono, then just choose center. Yeah, if you're in mono, you just choose the center, because nothing will pan. MC Sound Design tried the panning thing because of you. I kind of like it. Yeah, dude, it's subtle. It's subtle, but it's one of those. It's one of those things. It's subtle. It's like when you go look at one painting and it looks like a painting, and then you look at another painting that's very similar and it's like, oh, that's a masterpiece. The differences are small. The differences are subtle, but you feel it. You feel it, and that's the thing. So you maniacs, if you want to drop your show into the chat, drop the name of your show, and I'll just pull it up on the screen and we'll look at it. Probably, we probably won't listen to it and all that, but I would just like to see what shows you guys are doing. Heather says, I listened to one where co-hosts were hard panned left and right, and it was way too jarring. Yeah, hard panning that's brutal. That's brutal. Very subtle, but I noticed your last PES show, so I gave it a shot and saved to my template. Yeah, I think I pan. All right, here's the trick. Should we do a straw? I want to do a straw poll, but I've never done one. It'll take like 45 minutes for me to figure out how to set it up and share it, and then by that time it'll just be a dumb question anyway. So, but anyway, what percentage do I pan? If there's two voices, what percentage do I pan for my show? I think I've said it before, but 5%. All right, that's one guess. I got a session of my show ready to show you on the screen. Any other guesses besides 5%? See, this is better than doing the straw poll. Oh, God. 9! That's the percentage they do in Germany. 9! I can't list all 25 shows in my network, Chris. I also finally got my new setup active. All right, cool. So let's check it out. Well, if anyone else has any guesses. I forgot. Yeah, the Matt Talk. Matt Talk Podcast Network. Let me go to the... How do I get to the home? Well, I mean, I know how to do it, but... Matt Talk Online. Recent episodes and posts. Network shows. All right, how many shows you got? You got a lot of shows on the mat. All right, let's see. Look at these. All these shows. Short time shots. Attack style wrestling. 5-point move. Man. It's awesome, man. Oh, you got more too? Oh, dude. The sub menu. I love it. I can't even scroll to it. Why can't I scroll down and see it? Anyway, that's awesome. Jason Bryant. Andy Wang says 7%. Tatiana says 10%. All right, I think we're going to... Let's check it out then. Let's, I don't want to build too much tension. I guess Dan Hughley and Glenn and Mike McAllen aren't here anymore. All right. There it is. You guys see that? 11%. Yeah, I do 11. I used to, when I initially started doing it, I started doing 12, and then I just nudged it in to 11 each way. So I don't know. I really like it. I mean, it just, again, some people, well, anyway. So there you go. So this is Auphonic. Where were we? Yeah, so the advanced leveler. This is good stuff here, man. This is like awesome. Like if anyone's running their stuff through Auphonic, you should definitely be setting these controls like this. And in fact, this is probably exactly what I would suggest. And just to be safe, maybe I would just do 6 dB dynamic range. Just to be safe. So it's really cool, man. Auphonic, and then you put in the next person's file, and you could do the same thing, right? Here, click on Advanced Leveler, and maybe they're, you know what I mean? Maybe they need a different setting. Maybe they need to be crushed down more. Maybe you crush them down to 4, and maybe on hard, whatever. Tatiana almost got it. Oh yeah, so that's Auphonic. Oh, there's our straw poll. We already talked about that. B&H. Have you guys heard about this? Dude, my amp goes to 11. Oh man. Barry, would you ever pan the voices 11%?
No way. You crazy?
Thanks, Barry. Barry's right over there, by the way. You can't see him on camera because he's more of a radio guy than a video guy. You guys understand, right? By the way, I cranked up my levels this week. So even with the music, like that I played at the beginning, which I won't play it now, but I cranked up the music level and my mic level and all that because what I did is, so when I use Ecamm, which you can't see because it won't show it, but because that's what I'm using to stream, but I'm using Ecamm Live, and when I stream, Ecamm records a local copy for me and puts it in a folder, which is awesome because if I ever need to upload it anywhere, I can, or I just archive it, right? So I took that recording that Ecamm made Ecamm Live, and I actually brought it into RX, which, of course, it strips off the video. But it will look something like this. I would bring it in. It doesn't look this even, though. This is actually a final episode of my show. But anyway, I brought it in here, and of course, it gets rid of the video, so all you see is the audio. And then I check the loudness level. And right now, it's computing loudness stats. All right, so wait, what? This is my oh no, this is that's a small piece of my show. Oh, you know why it's minus 14.8? Because it includes see this spot here? Like, you see this spot here that looks different? That's where my intro music is. You could see it has a lot more low end, like it has a lot more low end energy here. That's the music that's the intro of my show. So it's only scanning from the beginning of my show up to about 7 minutes. I actually just cut off the rest because I didn't need to use such a big file. I mean, I just have this file open just to show things, you know. So I didn't need the whole hour-long show here, so I just cut off the rest. But I cut off the rest, but now when I check the level, it's minus 14.8, which is 1.2 louder than minus 16, because the intro music carries more weight. It's louder. So actually, if you cut that off, if we cut that off, cut out the music, and it rescans it, I bet it's close to minus 16. Oh, still minus 15.2. Okay. Well, there you go. Okay. So there you go. Okay. I feel like I lost track of where I was. Glenn's back! All right, so B&H photo. I know where I was. I was saying that after I stream here, I took that video file, I dumped it into RX, and I checked the loudness level, and my loudness level was about 3.5 dB too low. So what I did on my Mix Pre 6, which you guys it's right here, but you can't see it. On my Mix Pre 6, I cranked up my microphone 4 dB, and I cranked up the music or my iPad 4 dB. And now when I talk or when I play my iPad on my Mix Pre 6, it's hitting the limiter, which is okay because it's a good limiter. It's an analog limiter. So now this stream should be significantly louder than the others. And anyway, so that's good. So now when I'm done streaming here, it'll be the right level, right? So on YouTube and Twitch and everywhere. But B&H, they sent an email from the CEO saying, so here's the deal. B&H is a great place to buy audio gear. They're based in New York. And for years, forever, if you were out of state, you could buy from B&H and you didn't have to pay tax. It was great. It was so when you buy anything from Amazon, you got to pay tax, right? But when you used to buy from B&H, no tax. So if you bought $1,000 worth of gear, no tax. And so, of course, I don't know whether it was 3, 4, 5 years ago, whatever, they started charging tax because I'm sure the government, came down on them and said, you got to pay tax, right? So they've been charging tax now for years. And so I get an email from the CEO saying, oh, we've figured out a way, and we love our customers so much that we figured out a way, you're not going to pay tax anymore. And I was like, really? How are you going to do that? So this is how they're going to do it. Brad Hargis is here. No way. Dude, Barry.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I know, Brad Hargis from the Cinema Guys. Are you kidding me? He's in the lounge? I wish we could, if there's a button to, buy someone a drink or something. Buy that man a drink. Jason Bryan says, new computer, Chris. Did you install the lame encoder for Auphonic desktop? I didn't know you had to. I wouldn't think you'd have to install a lame encoder for that. I think Auphonic. Yeah, I could be wrong though. So whenever I would use Auphonic desktop, and again, we're talking about. This is it, right? This is the one you're talking about? Yeah, this is the Auphonic desktop. Yeah, I forget what file, like you can open any file, you can throw any file into this software, but then I don't know the outputs of this software. And so I normally output it as a WAV file, and then I bring it into my DAW and I mix it and do everything. And then later on, I turn it into an MP3. So that's what the lame encoder's for, is to encode an MP3. So I would probably, and again, depending on your workflow, it might be different, but you might want to just, when you use Auphonic, just put in WAV files and have it export WAV files. And then later on, turn it to an MP3. But I guess if it's your final episode, then yeah, you would put it in here. Then you would want it to be, you would want it to output an MP3 file. So, yeah, I don't know. Check the output. I mean, if you click save as or something, or when you choose what file format to export it, I'd be shocked if you can't just choose MP3. I think you can. Hey, Brad Hargis, that new what was that new movie with the big movie that just came out a week or two ago? Endgame? Is it called Endgame? Like some superhero Endgame thing? Was that good? We saw the last one. It was good. I wanted to see this. I haven't seen it yet. I was waiting for the crowd to die down. Yeah, so B&H. And if anybody... Hey, Bob Bergey's here. He's listening from his motor coach as he drives home from work. Dude. Bob is a current PES student, and he drives a bus, and he's driving the bus. He's in a bus. We should all raise enough money so we can hire Bob to drive around the country, pick us all up, and go to a vacation in Alaska. Let's do a straw poll on that. Oh, God. All right. I wanted to... So apparently, again, we're talking about B&H. So the way they're going to do it is, how is it? You pay the tax, we pay you back instantly. Now, with the B&H Payboo card, save the equivalent to the sales tax you pay on every purchase shipped to eligible states. Eligible states. By the way, can you guys hear the background music? Because I can barely hear it. I did have my headphones a little lower than usual. I always keep my headphones really, as low as I can. I don't know. Do you guys do that? Because I'm so worried about bleed, from the headphone right into the mic. So I keep them, and especially these. These are not closed headphones. These are semi-open. So, yeah, Tatiana says yes. So, all right. So now look, and I got to look into this because, I buy enough stuff from B&H that I might have to get this to save the tax. It might actually be worth it. But, of course, I'll do what I always do with credit cards, and I pay off the balance every month. I never carry a balance, ever, 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 on any card, ever. Of course, that's after, when I was younger, I did the opposite and I got into real trouble. So I learned my lesson, basically, with credit. And for the last, at least 15 years, probably 18 years, I literally don't carry a credit card balance ever. See, Bob said he's ready to drive to Alaska, guys. And by the way, you know what? I want to look at something. I want to look at Alaska real quick. I probably should have just typed it in like that. Oh, this doesn't show the cities and stuff? Anyway, Alaska is a big place. Oh, here we go. All right, so here's Anchorage. And by the way down here is Juneau. Did you know? Oh! Come on, it's funny. Out west here is just... There's not much. In fact, I don't even know if there's many roads that go out here. Literally, a lot of the people who live out here, they got to just take one of those little pontoon planes if they ever want to go to Anchorage to catch a real flight. Then you got Fairbanks here. Got Denali National Park, which is awesome. I went there. Of course, you got Mount McKinley, which was just a unbelievable sight. Then you got this town called Talkeetna, which I went there. We stopped there. We had lunch and everything. Then Fairbanks. We didn't go as far as Fairbanks, but Fairbanks is pretty far from Anchorage. It ain't close. And look, it's not even halfway up. Yeah, there's a couple parks up here I wanted to go to. Anyway, Alaska's, man. Anyway. There it is. Mike McAllen, podcasting for associations. Where was I? Oh, we were talking about Paybu. Where is it? There we go. So let me ask you guys. If you were going to buy some stuff from B&H, would you get this card to save the sales tax? And I know Heather in New Zealand, I don't know if you can answer that. I think you have a whole different situation. Oh yeah, it's like smooth jazz, right? Right, Barry?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I guess the music is really low, isn't it? Can you guys even hear the music? Yeah, Heather says she doesn't think it'll work here. Yeah, you order from Amazon. Yeah, that's it. So Amazon ruling the world. Right? Robert Ingalls is here. No way, dude. Yes. Can you believe, Barry, can you believe Robert Ingalls is here?
No way.
He is. He's just right here. He's on Facebook. Yeah, so Tatiana says she might get the card. I don't know. I'm not afraid to get the card. Because I wonder if it's still true. Like, if you get an additional credit card, like, just by having an additional credit card, does your credit score go down? Like, even if you pay it off every month and all that? But I don't know. I don't know credit scores. All I know is at one point mine was, like, the worst. And then when we, about 4 years ago when we bought this house, my credit score was awesome. And I was like, how'd that happen? But I guess it had been, 15 or 18 years. So, oh yeah, it's like smooth jazz. All right, so what were we going to talk about next? D-Live. So I should be streaming on D-Live. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, we're not going to go through the Matrix. All right, so here's the thing, guys. Do you guys want to watch a Tool video with me? I mean, Tool played on May 5th. Where'd they play? Welcome to Rockville 2019. The new song will feature on the new Tool album, which is coming in August or September or later. They've been talking about new albums for, no joke, 6 years. And it's not out yet. So we'll all believe it when we see it, but it is getting close because they actually did go in the studio and they're actually mixing it now. So that's a fact. So it is coming, but we don't know when. But I don't know if you guys saw this. And I think this whole song is in 7/4 time. Do you guys know like time signatures? Like here, let's play this goofy song. Actually, I don't like that one. I'm gonna thumbs down that one. I don't like smooth jazz. Do you guys like smooth jazz? I don't. I mean, it's not that I don't. It's not that I hate it. It's like nothing. Heather has to go. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Heather. And by the way, if you guys didn't know, Heather runs this awesome event a couple times a year, the Sunshine Summit. Did you guys know this is happening? It's like a week worth of live streaming. And Heather from New Zealand runs it. This is her Sunshine and Power Cuts. That's her show. So Sun Power Pod. So everyone go find her on Twitter, follow her. And look, I'm going to be streaming as part of her whole Sunshine Summit. And the connection, oh, no, that's Chris. I forgot there's going to be a theme. Does it say it here? Wait, in association with Geeks Rising? Oh my God, I didn't know that. Does that mean Bandrew is going to be there live the whole time? Like an announcer guy? That'd be funny. Probably not. But he will stream, I'm sure. Super smooth, Robert Ingalls. Oh, so Heather is on the Geeks Rising network. Okay. See, listen to this song. All right, I don't like music like this. But I'm going to count it for you. Ready? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Right? So this is 4/4 time. This is 4/4 time. That's what they call it. You just count to 4 over and over. And that's most songs. Like literally almost every song. Well, the majority of songs ever written are in 4/4 time. So you listen to anything, you can just count to 4 over and over. And sometimes it's 3. It's 3/4. So you count to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, you want to hear 7/4? I'm not joking. This is like, it's a little, you kind of have to count it in your mind. It sounds off, but just try to see if you can count it and hear it. All right, so this is the intro. This is hard to count because if you've never heard this before, it's hard to count. And by the way, this song is 12 and a half minutes long. Any Tool fans? See, Danny carried the drummer to start the... And one thing I realized too, that this geometric shape here, it's a 7-sided star. And the song is in 7/4 time. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're not gonna. As much as I would love to watch the whole video, I mean, is it boring, you guys? If we, but I don't really want to talk over it either. I mean, this is like something that if I'm watching this. Like, if there's someone near me and they just start talking and making noise, I would be like, dude, be quiet. I'm listening to this. Like, that's how I would feel. Probably easier to write it out in 7/8. Yeah, it's a feel thing too, because 7/8. I see what you're saying. But like, yeah, I don't, right? Maybe it is 7/8 or 7. I don't know. It's the same thing, but just the tempo different. But, yeah, it's that 7 thing. It's like once you get the groove of it, then it starts to tumble onto itself, and it just like you can actually get in the groove of it, and it's a weird groove, but it's awesome. So normally 4/4 you can dance, but see with 7/4 or 7/8, whatever it is, maybe it is 7/8, I don't know. But whatever it is, it's in 7. You can still nod your head. And then every other bar, the 1 is when your head is backwards. Like if you start nodding your head forward on the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now the 1 is when you're in back. So then you do 1 repetition of that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And then the next 1 is down. So you can still groove to it. It just, every other bar, it's a little different, but it's so cool. Yes, thank you. Like Money by Pink Floyd. What a perfect example. Thank you, Tatiana. That's it. It's so cool. Like it's like, I don't know, I won't say it's innovative, but no one's doing that. Like who's writing songs in 7 besides Pink Floyd and Tool? Now I know there's other bands. I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying there's not a lot of that going on, but it's so cool. It's ridiculous. And anyway, there's another song. So what have you guys been listening to lately? That's what I want to know. Name 1 or 2 bands you've been listening to lately that you like, that you've been listening to. Could be an old band. Doesn't matter when they're from. Could be Black Sabbath. I don't care. But what are a couple bands you've been listening to? What are you liking these days? Maybe I should guess. Maybe Robert Ingalls. Maybe he listens to, maybe he listens to, I don't want to guess, dude. Anyway. And then, so the other, in the classical world, conductors would generally conduct the groove as 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I often think of it that way too. In fact, Tool has a song that I can't remember if it's 11/8. No, it's My Band. I wrote a song with my friend 20 years ago, and the mosh part, like one of the ridiculous mosh parts of the song, was in 13/8. And the way we counted it was the first 7, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was 11/8, sorry. The first 5 was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the next 6, it was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So that's how I used to count it in my head. And it's a ridiculous riff too. I should play that. I can play that. What am I thinking? I'm going to play that. Are you kidding me? First, I'm going to... Do you guys want to hear that? I really want to play it for you. I think I remember what song it is. But wait, where am I going to play it in? Oh, I can open it up in... I'll open it up in Twisted Wave. Oh, yeah. 11/8. I think it's 11/8. Might be 11/16. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The 11 is the important thing, doesn't? All right. This is, I think it's this one. Yeah, it is this one. All right. Open with Twisted Wave. Here it is. All right. Now I'm going to switch back to that. And if any of you has previously been in bands and you want to send in something for me to listen to, as long as it's not registered with like ASCAP and BMI and I'm going to get thrown off the internet for playing it, I'd love to play it. All right, let me start from the beginning. That's actually it right there. That's actually the riff, but it comes in later again too. All right, so we're not going to listen to the whole thing, but oh. Oh, just ridiculous riffs. This is a mean song. This is a I'm going to turn it down while I skip around, because that's annoying, right? If someone's like skipping around through a... That's it. All right. Well, you got to check out this. All right, here it comes. Right here. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. And then the most ridiculous riff you've ever heard in your life, which... Oh, it's just mean. Anyway, you get, that's so cool. 9 Inch Nails, cool. Health. Wait, Health. What is Health, Brad Hargis? Cell Dweller and Blue Stolly are my go-tos. See, I don't know any of these. Cell Dweller. I'm going to look up Cell Dweller. That's an interesting name. Cell Dweller is a Detroit, Michigan-based electronic rock project by the multi-musician Clayton. Discography. Oh, 2003. Interesting. Yeah, bands are so cool. I wish I could be in a band, but it's hard to be in a band. Were you guys ever in a band? It's not always hard, but it can, like, it's... like being in the band itself is not hard. If you have good chemistry and you're all into it, then it's great. But then there's like living life and then having the band. Like those are two different things. So sometimes that gets a little weird. That's all. And there you go. So this is the other Tool song. It's called Descending. This has the cool. I'm going to show you this background that they have going. Because this is like one of the coolest backgrounds of a show I've ever seen. Look at that. Anyway, God. Man, the meter is all over the place. yeah, that song that we did has like a million parts. So cool. And the end riff is like sludgy and just disgusting, but it's great, but it's like it kind of like retards. Like that's a you probably know what that means in terms of music. Like it just slows down a little. That's called a retard. And that last riff of that song that I was showing you, I do this ridiculous drum fill, and then as I get toward the end, I slow down, and then we go into the next riff, just like significantly slower. It's like sort of slow motion, but not really. But it's so heavy, it's ridiculous. And then we just keep on that for a while, and it becomes hypnotic. That's so cool. All right, we're hour and a half into the stream. Oh,
it's a mess.
I know, Barry. It's a mess. All right, but what else we got? What else were we talking about? Alaska. Well, first, I wanted to know what you guys were drinking. I wanted to know what you guys are listening to. Or what about podcasts? I have a few episodes in my list. These are some downloaded episodes. Oh, wait, I listened to that one. And I listened to that one. Aaron Mahnke's Cabinet of Curiosities. You guys ever hear that one? And then you have that. So, hold on. I'm going to do this. This is my stream. This is the lounge. I don't know the rules of how to do this. Why is it not focused? All right, that was terrible. Sorry about that. You got the Podcast Rodeo Show. You guys listen to that, right? The Podcast Rodeo Show. Dave Jackson. It's tremendous. Well, Pod News, of course. And then Broken Record, which I may or may not have referenced earlier. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. What else? You guys, The Disruptive Entrepreneur, I like that one sometimes. And Radiolab has been sort of repurposing some of their own episodes, and they did one about the dinosaur apocalypse or whatever. I was listening to that a little bit. Anywho, what's going on Twitter? Anyone? Hey, Heather shared it. Wait, number 12. Wait, what? Oh, that's just the Twitch link. You guys ever... Well, Brad, you guys are on Twitch. Jason and Tatiana and a lot of others are on YouTube. They're both great. I mean, they're both good. I put up a bunch of these pictures earlier, like this one. Yeah, baby. And then, of course, this one. And then I just threw this in there. I don't know why. You know, sometimes you just throw something in there just to confuse people. Do you guys ever do that? Like, sometimes I'll be like, like, maybe I'm in either Twitter or Buffer, and I'm like writing out a tweet or something, and something weird will happen, and I'll be like, just leave it in because it's something different. Because see, different stuff like that catches people's eye, right? Like I think that's why some people, like, they use bad grammar or they misspell things, because it catches your eye. Like, it slows you down. Like, if everything was just perfect, you would just you'd read it and then you just move on. But if something is spelled wrong or there's a weird thing, it slows you down. It makes you look at it. Do you guys think people do like psychological stuff like that in terms of marketing? I mean, I know the answer is yes, but what do you guys think? Beating chest and a drum, beating tired bones again. Age of battle, mine, weapon out and Bergey. So in the description of this video, I'll put the links to. I usually put the links to everything, so you guys could check it out later. Let's look at Pod News. Pod News. How do you get the latest one? Updates. Here you go. Pod Fund, a funding source for podcasters. A funding source. The industry's first dedicated source of funding for podcasters has been announced. Okay. PodFund is founded in partnership with and operated by Radio Public, but it is also an independent company at the start of its own contribution to the field. PodFund has achieved a $2.3 million funding round. Applications are now open. Man, people are really dumping a lot of money into podcasting, right? Oh, I'm streaming too high quality for Periscope, I guess. I wonder if it's going, though. All right, let's try and find myself on Periscope. Does anyone use Periscope? People must use Periscope, right? I don't know. None of you guys have commented for a while. I'm wondering if I'm still even live. Yep. Looks like it's going there. Anyway, I'm not going to let it, finish loading and all that. All right. Well, still here. Oh, yeah. Brad Hargis. We love movies. Wait, Brad, I haven't. Oh, you know what? Holy crap. I just realized since I got my new phone, I don't think I've been subscribed to your show in the app on my new phone. Oh, Tatiana's there still. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's cool. I don't, I want to make sure I'm doing something that's worth the time and effort of doing it. Meaning for you, not for me. I'm an idiot. I'm just going to stay here and talk about nonsense. But you guys, so the cinema guys. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's right. This is the one I was asking you about, Avengers Endgame. The full Ruinsies edition. All right, this is good. See, I need to listen to this. And I just found your show. And I just subscribed. Good. See, you know what I did? I don't know. Brandon's still headbanging. Dude, I'm telling you, that song that's a ridiculous song. And I don't know. Whatever. When I got my new phone, you know how when you get your new phone, it'll bring all you can do it so that all your old apps come over to the new phone, which is great. But for some reason, when it brought Podcast Addict, it didn't do it right. So I had to just download Podcast Addict, a new version, a clean version on my new phone. And then I had to try to remember what podcasts I was subscribed to. So I kept going, and in a way it was good because I was subscribed to a lot of them that I never even listened to, right? Someone would say, oh, that's a great show. And I would go in my app and I would subscribe to it, but then I would never listen to it. And then so anyway, when I switched phones, it was a good kind of cleaning. Good, just cleaned out all the stuff. But unfortunately, it cleaned out the cinema guys, dude. Not cool. All right. Avengers Endgame. Oh, you put a pic in the about page? All right. Oh, I think I saw that. You might have told me that. There you go. I did see this. See, that's what I wanted to see. This is cool. But of course, now the Cinemaiden, she's is she still here? Is she remote? How's that going, Brad? Oh, you normally have tennis at this time? Oh, you're rained out tonight? Wait, so MC Sound Design, I'm confused. I want to find what's your name? I mean, I know your name, but I'm forgetting it. And it's not showing up. Anyway, yeah, so all right, cinema guys. Okay, Avengers. Us. What was Us? See, we're gonna go see Endgame. So I'm assuming I should wait. Yes, Matt Corey from Twitter. Yes, of course. Yes, of course, dude. See, sorry I didn't remember your first name with your handle and everything immediately, but proud Miami alum, sound designer, bassoonist. Really, dude? Can you come on the stream sometime and play the bassoon while I'm just background? I'm not really kidding. I kind of wanted to have just stuff going on, right? Music, good music. Wait on episode if you haven't seen it. Yeah, all right, good. So yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll watch the movie. Actually, we meant to go this weekend. What did we do this weekend? Oh, we did a spur of the moment thing this weekend. We went to we actually camped overnight doing the CE5, and I think is the picture on my Facebook. I think it is. I'll show you guys this picture. So we did like it's almost like a meditation circle. Yeah, here it is. This was last Saturday night in basically the middle of Colorado in the mountains. It was awesome. And oh, Matt Corey, you're in the union. What does that mean? To play your bassoon, I have to pay you per hour or something? I consider that. It's a bassoon. That's Matt Corey. All right, so anyway, this is Saturday. We went and camped, and this was our little like meditation circle and all that. It was great. And then we camped overnight, and it got pretty cold. It got down to like 30 degrees. And I'm not joking. Like, we froze our butts off. I mean, and dude, we had good sleeping bags, although they were only rated, my bag was rated for 40 degrees, which that's a light bag. But still, I had literally like 4 layers of pants and 5 or 6 layers on my upper body. And I was in the sleeping bag. It was still cold as hell. Well, I live in Colorado Springs, and where we were was out near Guffey. Yeah, so this is Guffey. So, first of all, here's Denver. Here's Colorado Springs. And so we drove out this way to Guffey. And if you zoom out a little more, now you can see the entire, this is Colorado. You can see the Colorado. You got Fort Collins, Denver, Colorado Springs, and Pueblo. This is called the Front Range, because this is like literally where the Rocky Mountains start. You can see all this is just plains, and then the mountains start here. And so, yeah, it's like in the mountains. It was awesome, and we had a really nice time, but oh man, I mean, froze. Like it's one of those like you spend a night, like you kind of sleep, but you're never comfortable, and like you don't sleep a lot, and when you wake up, you feel like you just got run over by like 14 tractor trailers, like you're just like destroyed. That's what happened. But in a kind of a weird way, I kind of like doing that sometimes, like, you know, being like doing something that where you're a little uncomfortable or a lot uncomfortable. I don't know. It kind of keeps you. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like it keeps me like in a little better shape, or like, I don't know, just kind of like stimulates my body, and not just plain exercise way, but in a different way. I don't know. Am I making any sense? No? All right, so I'm going to wait till I see the Avengers Endgame before I listen to this episode. But if you've seen it, check it out. And I really want to get Matt Corey on here to play the bassoon, but I got to figure out if I need to pay his wages. Frustrated tennis player. Frustrated? What do you mean? Brad Hargis, you grew up outside of Greeley and lived in Fort Collins, Loveland, and Golden? Yeah, dude, the mountains are just awesome. Oh, he was just teasing. Am I still doing the cold shower thing? No! I think I did that for, I'm going to say 4 or 5 days. Maybe 5 or 6 days. I did the cold shower thing. That was rough. It was kind of cool, but like obviously I did it because I wanted to experience it, and I know if I kept it up, it'd be great because it's really good for you. But after a little while, I was like, all right, I don't know. I'm not like a tough guy, like physically. Like, you know, some people could just walk out in the cold, and like I have a neighbor. He just is like, he was working on his mailbox. It was cold out. He's in a t-shirt. And I'm like, dude, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I'm not a tough outdoorsman. Yes, Brad Hargis, you have to come out here, and we are going to get drinks, and non-alcoholic for me, but I will still drink. I'll get some nice tea or all that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. 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 Yeah.
Trying to time it. That's not the right soundboard. I need like an MPC 60 with the so I can make some beats. Right? Has anyone ever made a beat with a drum machine in the lounge? Tatiana was just in Crestone. Yeah, Crestone is awesome. All right, Bob Bergey, he's punching out. He's punching out, Maverick. But is that music too loud? Just let me know if that's too loud, because oh, you know what it is? I turned up everything, so now I could. That's why this to me. Oh, it's on 5%. That's not bad. That's probably okay. Yeah, Colorado is just awesome. Yeah, we did this. Yeah, we sat in a big circle. It was cool. We meditated and everything. We did some other stuff. Tatiana had a machine called Dr. Rhythm. So, oh, I wish you still had it though, because then you could. Again, I want people to come on the lounge and play. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm telling you, and I want to get like one of those old, like a smoking jacket and like a big chair, like the one. Remember that movie? Hey, Brad Hargis, what do you think about the movie Shutter Island? Shutter Island. I just love that movie. That's such a great movie. But when he first goes in and he meets the old German doctor, and the German doctor's sitting in this like old red velvet like Victorian chair in front of the fireplace. That type of chair, that's what I need for this stream. Telling you. And I'll have like a big glass, like I don't know what they call it. Like a brandy snifter? Is that what you call that? I don't know. So anyway, that's what I want the lounge to be. We're just sitting around hanging out, and then maybe over there, in the corner, there's like somebody playing music, like Matt Corey playing a bassoon, or Tatiana playing, Dr. Rhythm. Right? Or would that be too weird? We'll have a little camera on them. And of course, I'll have a volume control too, so if they get a little crazy, I'll just bring it down a bit. Just nudge it down. Thank you. Oh, man. Cigars? Yeah, cigars. Well, I don't smoke either, but... Yes, actually, I can't stand cigars. Cigars are rough, dude. I never could stand guitars. Well, cigars. Guitars, I love. I never smoked cigarettes or cigars. I mean, I tried it when I was a teenager, but horrendous. I just couldn't do it. And now these days, forget it. If I walk into if there's a bar, or I guess most bars are smoke free now, but if there's ever a place where there's smoke, I can't even go in there. I can't, I mean, if you had a gun to my head, I guess I could, but. I still don't know what this music is called, but wow. And remember, on the Chill Station, there's 736 tracks, so we probably only went through about 10. It's going to take us about 9 years to go through every track and find all the bad ones and give them a thumbs down. Oh, Hindenburg has a free webinar Thursday, which is tomorrow. Oh, that's kind of cool. Anybody use Hindenburg, you could check out that. Yeah, Luminary, yada, yada, all these people. Acast. What is Acast? I keep hearing Acast. Any of you guys know what Acast is? Makes good stories great. Acast is home to the world's best podcasts. With Acast, you get access to the easiest content management system, the most advanced analytics, and the largest international podcast marketplace in the world. That's right, the world. Join our family. Founded in 2014, Acast is the best curated, fully integrated, fastest growing podcast marketplace in the world. But we're also a passionate team of audio lovers, and we're just as intentional about curating great people as we are great products. Every team member is handpicked for their unique skills and brings something valuable to the table. We lift each other up, and yeah. And work together toward our greater common goal: to connect creators, advertisers, and listeners anywhere and on any device. So I still don't know what it is. So, what? Yeah. So I got to join, and then my is it a media host? See, it's pretty terrible. You can't... Wait, there's Mark Maron, grayed out in the background. Is he on Acast? Sorry. You got insights, revenue model. All right. See, that's... I guess... Oh, there's an app. Okay. There's a widget. All right. Well, we're coming near the end. If you guys have any questions or if you want me to look at anything, let me know. This has been fun hanging out. If you didn't know or if you forgot, I run this podcast engineering school, and I teach people how to engineer and produce podcasts at a professional level. And the next course starts, you know when. All right, everyone, on the count of 3, you all know when the next one starts. All right, maybe you don't. It starts June 25th. June 25th we start. And we had our first enrollment today. And look at all these. Did you guys see these reviews? Oh, man. 13 graduates. And they all gave 5 stars. And you know what I wanted to look at too? Is the my show. I wanted to open up my show in Apple Podcasts and show you. And by the way, thank you if any of you have given me a good rating for my podcast engineering show. You can, but you don't have to. It's okay. It's not. I don't want to ever be like, oh, please rate and review us. Like, no, if you want, go ahead, but whatever. It doesn't help you show up anywhere. It doesn't, that new and noteworthy thing, it does nothing for that. So ratings and reviews they're just what they are, and they don't do anything else. And that's what the experts say, Daniel J. Lewis and Dave Jackson and all those guys. So, but see, 26 ratings, I have a 4.7 rate average. You know why? Because one woman, I think it was a woman, gave me a 1 star. And I remember posting about it because, well, what sucked about it was she was complaining about one guest on one episode. She basically said, oh, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. This is terrible. So she rated my entire show 1 star. But, whatever. I asked on social media, like, should I do anything or what should I do? And everyone's like, nah, just, you got your first 1 star review. That means you made it or whatever, Yeah, it was weird, man, right? It's like, but it is what it is, so whatever. I mean, we're just moving on. I mean, like everything in life, and probably like all you guys, you put effort into various projects, and for anything to really take off and grow and become successful, it takes years. 3 years is nothing. 5 to 7 years, okay, now you're talking. Right? It just takes so long to do anything, even if it's a podcast show. It's definitely going to take at least 3 years to get anywhere. Right? See, another one of these songs. I just can't figure out how this is supposed to be a chill song. Who chills to this music? I had to listen to a minute and 25 seconds of that. Oh, terrible. Well, what's funny is today, like I mentioned at the very, very beginning of the stream, Ecamm Live, the beta version that I really like using, it wasn't working. It crashed 4 times. So, I'm going to go to the Facebook group. See, I'm in this Facebook Ecamm Live beta. Right? Yeah, I'll just put a little post in there. In case you were wondering, your mic sounds equally awesome live as it does on your show. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I do quite a bit of processing in post-production, but I do it all very gently. So yeah, what you're hearing now is close to what I do on my show. It's just this mic and my channel strip. I mean, it's a great mic. You know, it's a vintage RE20, and it's a great channel strip. That's it. And whatever, my voice sounds like my voice, but my voice has nothing to do with the sound, right? What is this, like the X-Files? Oh, I mean, this isn't so bad. I need to find a different state. I still, after all this time, I'm trying to find music, and I can never find it. All right, well, it's after the hour, so I guess I'm going to punch out. This has been an awesome Podcasters Lounge. Thank you all for watching and listening. Really glad you're here, and I hope it was fun. I hope it was informative, and I really, if you have any thoughts on how I can do this better, because here's the thing. I was just talking about how it takes a long time to get going with anything. I know this is going to take a while, but here's the thing. I also know that I feel like I can do a lot more on this stream. I feel like I can have some people join me, or maybe structure some topics better. Like, I feel it in my bones that I can do this like way better. And it'll take me some time to figure it out. But if you have any ideas, like about content I can present, or how to bring people on live, or any games we can play, like the straw poll, which we didn't do, but I mean, like this, it's just kind of a cool thing. Like maybe a segment. All right, adios, Brandon Gonzales, Brad, Matt Corey, everybody. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you soon. And cool, man. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate that. I do have fun with this, and like I said, we'll get better and better at it and all that. So, all right, until next week. See y'all. If you have any questions, seriously, ping me on Facebook or Twitter, anywhere. If you guys ever have questions, I'm happy to help. All right, punching out. Peace. See you next week.